Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I want to show you some pretty cool clips from Chris Giancarlo, who's working on the digital dollar project. I had put these clips together today just to bring some history to some of you that haven't been around, and some of you that have been around may not have seen some of this, so you're going to find it pretty interesting here. I'll show it to you here in a minute. First, I wanted to show you this. Man, this XRP thing just feels like it is a coiled snake ready to strike, because you got a lot of these things going up, and XRP is kind of sitting here, but it's been sitting here in that range I told you about in my last video. It's been 153 to 162 the last 24 hours, but it's just been hanging right around there. Ooh, it feels right. Okay, I wanted to show you this from CoinMarketCap. Below are the top 5 trending tokens in Europe over the past 7 days. XRP is right there in the middle, and I wanted to show you that just because, regardless of what's going on in the United States, look what's going on around the world. It's the XRP show. All right, now look, Crypto Bull, there was a couple of his tweets that are in the last few hours that I wanted to show you. This one first. He keeps acting like XRP is just about to go off. He was retweeting this, a chart someone had put together. XRP open the gates, and then this one, XRP will 10 times from here. Ethereum, Dogecoin, ADA will not. And then he's got a video called "Why $27 is our target for XRP." Now, who knows if these things are going to happen? It's just kind of interesting I like not just taking the opinions of one chart person, but I like showing you different ones, because any one guy at any time doesn't mean a whole lot. But if you combine 2 or 3 that have large followings, that seem to have a following that indicates that they're pretty good at what they do, that's what I start to take a little more serious. So I've been showing you his and a couple, 2 or 3 other people as well. Okay, XRP Bart sent me this. eBay CEO looking at payment options, including cryptocurrency. He said this in a CNBC interview. Now, I'll give you a disclaimer here. This account could just be a total fake account. The reason I wanted to show it to you is because I've talked about Tony Valentino. He's one of the people that disappeared off Twitter and was saying a lot of intriguing things. And then this came out today. By the way, this is an account that was opened in 2019. I'm not sure if that's around the time that the actual Tony Valentino disappeared, but this account was opened around that time and has never tweeted until now. So it's kind of interesting. Could be total bull, but it was interesting to me, so I'm going to show it to you. The UN will take over. They will give the backing for XRP to be the world currency. The IMF will take control of the XRP escrows. New World Order, world government, centralized laws from the UN. IMF is the central bank of central banks to dictate global monetary policy. There's a lot packed in that tweet. We'll find out if that's baloney or if there's any truth to it. Now, the guy who's running the digital dollar project, Chris Giancarlo, he's running it with couple other guys, David Treat from Accenture. Anyway, Chris Giancarlo, remember, is an attorney with a law firm who represents Ripple. He's also said in the past that XRP is not a security. I wanted to show you that, and at first I wanted to show you, Bama Bird sent me this, and this is from that actual interview with Maria Bartiromo. I believe the interview was this morning. It says, check out this screenshot from the latest Fox CBDC announcement with Chris Giancarlo, aka Bitcoin Dad, featuring Ripple logo with Dow futures. So anyway, the Ripple logo was there in the interview. Now, that doesn't really mean much to me other than, okay, so the Ripple logo was in there. Now, but this does. So the first part of this clip is going to be Chris Giancarlo in that Maria Bartiromo interview from today. And then I added in some clips from what people who work at Ripple have said over the years. And I think what you will find, there's the term we're talking about here is Internet of Value. Chris Larsen, to my knowledge, was the first to use that term, and Ripple's been using that phrase for the entire time I've been following them, 8 years. I don't think Chris Giancarlo just pulled this phrase out of the sky. I think this is a direct phrase from, I mean, in my opinion, I think this is directly having to do with conversations or things he's heard from people at Ripple at various times. That's what I believe. Listen up here. It just started raining. No, that's wind. Okay, listen to this little compilation I put together.
With the great tradition of the United States in the earlier phases of the internet, where the private sector worked alongside the public sector in developing what was U.S. leadership in that first phase of the internet, we'd like to see the same partnership in this next phase of the internet, which is what they call the Internet of Value, the Internet of Things of Value, like money itself.
Yeah. Chris Larsen's his name, and what he said was that I don't know when this is going to happen. But the Internet of Value solved by blockchain is going to happen. What we have to do is make sure that we're around in the right position for when this thing takes off. And in 2013, like I mentioned early on, there was the volume across all exchanges was so small. It was really hard to use this technology for anything meaningful.
Yeah.
But we started building the infrastructure. We started investing in exchanges around the world, putting those partnerships together. And guess what? When the thing took off, we were there.
What the Internet of Value is and what the sort of insight is to get us there.
And when we talk about the Internet of Value at Ripple, we're thinking much bigger than just cross-border payments. It just so happens cross-border payments with institutions is the niche that we're focused on right now.
So is that how we can enable the world to freely transact values by using the proper protocol layer, which is the interledger.
Interledger payments plus digital assets could be that Internet of Value, that way to move value all around the world.
So we need that Internet of Value to be developed, and that's what we spend our time working on, is a replacement for SWIFT and correspondent banking. How do you get all of the payment providers, all of the wallets onto ILP? And then how to use XRP as on-demand liquidity so that all of these providers don't have to keep balances all over the world because the process is so inefficient.
All right, so there's one clip that I had put together. Then Bank XRP came in from this Chris Giancarlo stuff, and he said XRP is more like an alternative currency. This is from Chris Giancarlo. He said this. XRP is more like an alternative currency than a security, argues former CFTC Chair Giancarlo, lays out why he thinks XRP isn't a security. Now, the next clip I want to show you is very relevant too. And I put this together as well. This is Chris Giancarlo talking to Perianne Boring from the Chamber of Digital Commerce. Now, as you watch this, I want you to think of something. Do you remember when I showed you that article from CoinDesk where Chris Giancarlo said that he got the way I remember the article is that the Trump administration wanted to rein in Bitcoin back in 2018, and he sat in a room with I believe, I'm trying to remember who it was. It was a major government guy. I'll think of it in a minute. But anyway, it was his job. He got in a room. They created Bitcoin futures for the purpose of what he called bringing discipline to the market, but they were actually trying to rein the price of Bitcoin in. Now, against that backdrop, I want you to, I'm going to read to you this one quote he says in here. He says, "It's no," and then he stops, and then he says, "It's an interesting coincidence that Bitcoin was actually created the same year as the financial crisis." And I said, did he almost slip here? Things are not as they appear. Infrastructure is an interesting word too. You'll notice that both he and Chris Larsen in this clip use the word infrastructure, this new infrastructure, okay? And Chris Giancarlo, it's almost like he almost slips and says that it's not a coincidence that Bitcoin came out in the financial crisis. I've been telling you on this channel for a long time, Bitcoin was not created by some libertarian guy in his bathrobe that just thought he wanted to be a good guy and put this out on the world. That is not what this is. Anybody who still thinks that, I've got my igloo in Georgia that's still for sale. Now, I want you to watch this clip. Ready?
I think people don't fully understand. We understand the financial crisis as a financial crisis. I don't think we've fully gotten our mind around the impact of the financial crisis as a psychological impact. And I think one of the interests in cryptocurrencies and digital assets is by a generation that lost faith in the institutions that had served us up and through the financial crisis. And they seek to, in a sense, move off that traditional set of rails and institutions into a more pure, if you will, environment. And so I think the psychological impact of the
Okay, sorry, had a little computer malfunction there. Let's try that again. I'm gonna try to pick up around where we were.
That traditional set of rails and institutions into a more pure, if you will, environment. And so I think the psychological impact of the crisis lingers today, and as important as the economic impact of that crisis. And I think it is the seeds. It's an interesting coincidence that Bitcoin was actually created the same year as the financial crisis. Out of that crisis, I think is going to be the seeds of a new financial infrastructure of the future.
Yeah. Is 10 years out on the financial crisis, we still don't have the infrastructure perhaps to prevent the next one. And I think this is where digital assets can really help, because an efficient digital asset can really solve some of the key problems in global liquidity. You know, the world's got trillions and trillions of dollars tied up in liquidity just to get around how clunky the movement of value is around the world. If with a really efficient digital asset, something like XRP, and that's what we believe will be the most efficient, you can now reduce trillions and trillions of capital from being tied up. So you can make those transfers instantly as a bank or as a payment provider or as an enterprise without having to have money pre-positioned all over the world.
Okay, I think that should be a pretty big eye-opener. It is for me. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that things are not as they appear. Thank you for listening.